Hi, my name is Nancy Love. I am the Planet Peace Woman, and I'm making this video on behalf of the Planet Peace Project, a fledgling organization designed to help save the world. I want to talk to you about Greta Thunberg and how proud I am of her today. I read that she had been detained along with a number of other protesters in Germany, and that must have been a frightening experience, or well, it might have been. But I have great faith in her fortitude and strength of character, and I'm sure she came through that just fine. I would like to say a few things, and then I'm going to read a list that I think is pertinent. Um, I always know that I am talking to a truly stupid person if they start talking about being a climate change denier. That is like an informal IQ test, and you know they've failed. Because guess when climate change was first predicted? In the late 1800s. Yeah, we didn't have to even get into the 20th century before some smart guys and gals with slide rules were looking at the potential for a population explosion. And they worried that the burning of wood and coal would have a detrimental effect on the environment, that it would increase carbon in the atmosphere, and they worried that the logging of forests, with the increase in population needing that much more wood to build and to burn and so forth, would also diminish the Earth's capacity to absorb carbon. And they figured it out in around 1880, 1890, using nothing more than slide rules, and they didn't have a population of 8 billion. Yeah. So if people well over 100 years ago could figure out that monster storms, resulting mudslides, wildfires, population migrations due to loss of agrarian land, if they could figure out everything from monsoons the size of Kansas to all the other issues that we're currently experiencing as the human population overpopulated and therefore essentially infested an entire world. Well, what hope do I have to talk some sense into somebody so appallingly ignorant that they can't figure out that humans really have changed the world to the world's detriment? We'll get into the mass extinction event humans caused by overpopulating and overpolluting the planet some other time. So, what we have here is Greta Thunberg, a very righteous and correct individual. And before she worries about the situation there in Germany with getting detained and manhandled, you took 3 policemen to carry her out, and I'm thinking, yeah, that makes sense. John Lewis, my dear friend John Lewis, congressman who passed away in 2020, civil rights leader, freedom writer, uh, March on Washington. You know the guy. John Lewis was arrested 45 times in his life, primarily for civil rights, and some of those arrests occurred while he was a member of Congress. Martin Sheen, otherwise known as Ramon Antonio Gerardo Estevez, 66 times for protesting on behalf of the environment, for farm worker rights, for the existence and persistence of Arctic seals, against nuclear power and against nuclear weapons testing. Daryl Hannah, I'm not quite sure how many times she's been detained or arrested, but she is renowned for her activism, and she calls acting a wonderful vacation from her real job, which is activism. She once chained herself to a walnut tree for 23 days, protesting the impending destruction of the greatest urban farm, the largest urban farm in the United States, the South Central Los Angeles urban farm. She also has protested coal mining, destructive coal mining, and the XL pipeline. Very, very much the environmentalist, very, very much respected and admired in Hollywood and the world. George Clooney, protesting to end genocide, pro humanitarian efforts. He was detained, I think, in Darfur. Susan Sarandon, all the way back to the Vietnam War. She got in issues there, and she was protesting against police violence as well. Interesting that the police come and get you when you protest against police violence. Lucy Lawless, hey, what a name. Xena, our warrior, protesting on behalf of Greenpeace to protect her homeland, New Zealand. Danny Glover, the inimitable actor, protesting on behalf of worker benefits, people being abused and basically enslaved where they work. Woody Harrelson, environmental activist, once climbed with others the Golden Gate Bridge on behalf of California's preservation of redwood groves. James Cromwell, beloved, beloved James Cromwell, uh, arrested on behalf of animal rights. He is the actor from Babe, and a wonderful, wonderful, sensitive man, a vegan. How I love him. So I want to say all this to say that Greta Thunberg is one of the greatest people on the planet, and she is brilliant, and she is courageous, and she is respected and admired and loved, and I'm glad the police didn't hurt her. I'm really big on law and order. More than half my friends are FBI agents, DEA agents, Los Angeles police, Los Angeles sheriff's deputies, San Diego police, San Diego sheriffs. Practically all my friends are in law enforcement. And yet, I appreciate what these people have done to promote civil rights, protect the environment. They have taken many, many important stands. And if we don't talk about it, it doesn't get done. So I want to say that Greta Thunberg is really someone that I admire. She is a Planet Peace Project pioneer, even though she may not know it. And if I had a daughter, I would be so honored to have that be her. I call not having children in my life one of the best things I ever did. But if I had had a daughter that turned out to be Greta, I would be immensely proud. So thank you on behalf of everything you're doing for the world, Greta Thunberg. More later. This is the Planet Peace Woman. We can change the world. In fact, we must change the world.